$1 trillion. Enough money that if you counted it out in ones and stacked them on top of each other, it would go a quarter of the way to the moon. Enough to put 8.33 million people through 4 years of college. And enough to buy the NFL, Major League Baseball, the NBA, the NHL, and NASCAR, and still have money left over. But still, not as much as the total amount of money that U.S. companies lose to employee and productivity annually. Imagine you own a business. The number one thought on your mind is profit. Keep track of your employees and you can ensure that they are on task and earning maximum profit while on the clock. And as an employee, you can ensure that your manager is kept in check. Furthermore, it has been proved time and time again via court cases ranging from the appellates to the Supreme that companies have both the right and the ability to monitor employees while they are at work. Although there are plenty of cases that give companies this ability, they do not have unlimited power. There are hundreds of pieces of legislation, both federal and state, that limit how much, where, and in what manner employers can monitor their workers. Monitoring in the workplace helps to ensure the safety and well-being of employees, employers, and their company. Companies can all have different views on ethics, but if there's one thing that all companies care about, it's cold, hard cash. Workplace monitoring helps to ensure that employees are focused, on task, and therefore working to their full potential and earning maximum profit for the company. The fact of the matter is, lost employee productivity cost companies a lot. For example, workplace insomnia costs companies $3,156 per employee. Workplace monitoring could ensure that employees are both on the job and awake during it. Furthermore, workplace bullies can cost companies over $16 million in turnover and $8 billion in lost productivity. Workplace monitoring can help to prevent these incidences from occurring, which would both save the company money as well as ensure better treatment of employees from their peers. This is one of the many reasons that workplace monitoring both benefits employees and employers. Most people have smartphones, and as most of us know, they can be very distracting. Everything from a quick reply to a text or a snap to wasting your day away playing games makes it so smartphones cost U.S. companies approximately $650 billion a year. That's right, billion. Workplace monitoring can ensure that employees are focused and on task, not on their phones. The final statistic I will be sharing with you is that thievery and fraud in the workplace cost U.S. businesses $600 billion in 2003. Again, workplace monitoring could ensure that this money is not lost. I hope that you're all starting to notice a common theme, that workplace monitoring is key for solving the issues that lead to the most loss of income in businesses. Court cases, especially in higher levels, are used to frame the laws of the land. The rulings are decided after discourse, careful deliberation, and the voices of the American people. Many prevalent topics have been through this arduous process, and workplace monitoring is no exception. Court cases such as Smith v. Pillsbury and FFU v. Town of Falmouth held that employers have both the right to monitor and that employees should assume that they are. These are not the only cases that have upheld such values. In 2010, the Supreme Court held that the City of Ontario, California, had not violated the constitutional rights of an employee when the city captured and reviewed transcripts of the employee's text messages sent and received on a city-issued pager. It isn't just court cases that decide what can and can't be done. There is a multitude of legislation that prevents businesses from overstepping their bounds. Legislation is what keeps people, corporations, and other conglomerates in check. There is federal law which states that all calls except for personal calls may be monitored unless said call is made on a specified business phone. This allows employees to not have to share their personal information with a company that they work for unless they choose to do so. This type of legislation is not uncommon. Laws such as the Electric Communications Privacy Act of 1986, the Storage Communications Act, as well as various state laws governing workplace monitoring cover this. In our great state of Connecticut, for example, employers that monitor must provide employees advance written notice that specifies the specific types of methods of monitoring. In addition, several state constitutions, including California, Florida, Louisiana, and South Carolina, expressly guarantee citizens a right to privacy. Current workplace monitoring does not violate these laws and benefits both the workers and the employers. Workplace monitoring does not benefit just employers or just employees. It benefits both. There are also cold hard facts and statistics which prove that workplace monitoring is necessary and will be detrimental if not enacted. Over $1 trillion are lost each year due to inadequate employee behavior. This money could be utilized for better purposes to benefit the company, employees, and their endeavors rather than just being thrown away. Most of us here are seniors, which means we have either taken or are currently taking civics. Due to this fact, we all know the importance that court cases hold and the thought and time that goes into making the final decision. Workplace monitoring has been the center of many important and pivotal court cases, which has upheld the constitutional idea that workplace monitoring is constitutional, acceptable, and allowed. It is not just court cases which prove the legality of workplace monitoring. There are numerous pieces of federal legislation and state legislation which uphold this as well. Employers support workplace monitoring as it allows them to maximize profits and keep their employees accountable. And workers support it as it allows them to ensure that they will not be falsely accused of action that they did not do. All in all, workplace monitoring benefits anyone regardless of where they fall on the workplace spectrum. Thank you.